A few weeks after doing his miser routine for Dinah Shore, late on last Thursday night, Jack Benny died. His funeral service was held today at Hillside Memorial Cemetery in Culver City, California. CBS News correspondent Richard Threlkeld reports.
Bob Hope said of Jack Benny's death the other day, "It is the beginning of an end of an era," and so it seemed at Jack Benny's funeral. It recalled another day in Hollywood, the limousines, the photographers, the long lines of people, 2,500 people, the police said. Old Hollywood Hand said, in fact, it may have been the biggest crowd ever for a star's funeral. The most fans, and certainly, as a measure of Jack Benny's friends, the famous ones, a whole movie scrapbook of all the people we've laughed at and cried with and worshipped all these years. Stars that, like the rest of us, have sadly all grown older. Jimmy Stewart, Edgar Bergen, Raymond Massey, Cesar Romero, Rosalind Russell, George Murphy, Governor Ronald Reagan.
We think that he was a very real and a very close friend, but I'm sure that almost everyone in the world feels that way about Jack Benny. It's a very sad day.
The people that went to work for Jack Benny and for so many years played comedians to his straight man on the radio. Don Wilson, Mel Blanc, Frank Nelson, Dennis Day, Eddie Rochester Anderson, and Jack Benny's peers, some of the world's funniest men now that he is gone. Groucho Marx, Jack Lemmon, Jack Carter, Milton Berle.
All I can say is we've lost an institution. I don't know what show business is going to be without Jack, and I don't know what the world and the people around him will ever feel. It's like the sinking of the Statue of Liberty. That's what it's like. This is about the saddest day of my life.
Maury Amsterdam, George Jessel, Phil Harris, and Danny Thomas.
We've lost truly not only great, but what can you say? Everything's been said, but the point is that he's such a tremendous talent that for him to be as gentle as he was, for that great talent. I mean, no envy, no jealousy, no great desire to be any greater than he was, and he was the greatest.
Jack Benny's widow, Mary Livingston, arrived just a few minutes before it started. It was a short service. The rabbi recited the prayers. George Burns, Benny's oldest, closest friend, could only manage a few words. Bob Hope completed this eulogy for Jack Benny.
When Benny Kobelsky was born, who in their wildest dreams would imagine that 80 years later, at the event of his passing, every television program, every radio show would stop, and that every magazine and newspaper would headline it on their front pages. The millions of people who had never met him, who had only seen him or heard him, would feel the pain of a very personal loss. For a man who was the undisputed master of comedy timing, you'd have to say that this was the only time when Jack Benny's timing was all wrong. He left us much too soon. He was stingy to the end. He only gave us 80 years, and it wasn't enough. Jack Benny long ago ceased to be merely a personality and became an institution. If there's a Mount Rushmore for humanitarians, that first stone face might easily resemble him. And if stone could talk, it would say, well. Perhaps what made Jack Benny such a great laugh maker was that he himself loved to laugh. He was the greatest audience a comedian could ever want. George Burns will attest to that. And all of us would play jokes on him just to break him up and hear him laugh. I know it might sound a little corny, but there'll be times from now on when the lightning will crackle with a special kind of sound, or thunder will peal with a special roar. And I'll think to myself that Cantor or Fields or Fred Allen must have told Jack a joke. In his beautiful full lifetime, Jack succeeded gloriously. Jack found a great joy in the joy he brought to others. I cannot say it better than these words. His life was gentle, and the elements so mixed in him that nature might stand up and say to all the world, this was a man. God keep him, enjoy him. We did for 80 years.
Jack Benny will lie here on this hilltop overlooking Hollywood. Al Jolson and Eddie Cantor, among others, are here too. When it was over, the rabbi recited the Kaddish. It's a doxology, a Hebrew prayer, praising God for his gifts to man. In this case, for the gift of Jack Benny.
Yiskadal v'yiskadash shemei rabo, bolamo devaroch rusei v'yamlich malchusei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye dechol beis Yisrael, v'agolo v'zman kori v'imru omein. Yehi shemei rabo mavorach la'olam l'olmeil mayo. Yisporach v'yishtabach v'yispoah v'yisromam v'yisnasei. V'yisadoah v'yisaleh v'yisalol shemid kodesho brichu. Leilom in kolberachoso v'sharoso, Shishpachoso v'nechamoso, damiran bolamo v'yimru omein. Yehi shalomo rabbo min shemaya v'chayim aleinu. V'al kol Yisrael v'yimru omein. Oseh shalom bimroma v'yaseh shalom aleinu. V'al kol Yisrael v'yimru omein.